Sohaila Yunus, reader for today. Plastic has become an essential part of modern life, but single-use plastic have caused several environmental issues. In Malaysia, we generate nearly 1 million tons of plastic waste annually, with a significant portion ending up in the ocean, harming marine life and ecosystem. Malaysia is ranked 8th globally for poorly managed plastic waste, highlighting the urgency of this issue. To address this, the government introduced the Zero Single-Use Plastic Policy, a roadmap from 2018 to 2030. This policy aims to reduce plastic pollution by promoting alternative, enhancing recycling, and increasing public awareness. The roadmap is divided into 3 phases. Our main focus on the 2 phases. Phase 1, 2018 to 2021, focus on encouraging biodegradable alternative and limiting plastic use, while Phase 2, 2022 to 2025, enforce stricter laws, expanding recycling facility, and promotes green technologies. This step paved the way for achieving a sustainable, plastic-free future by 2030. This policy is critical effort to protect the environment and ensure a cleaner future for all. Next, I will pass to the next presenter.
My name is Nipati Shah Alam binti Muhammad Suhaidi. My matric number is 2024746023. So now I'm going to explain about the policy problem. The severity of plastic pollution in Malaysia is a growing concern. Like many developing countries in Southeast Asia, Malaysia waste management system are unable to handle the massive volume of plastic waste being produced. This has led to significant environment damage affecting air, water and land and threatening human health and ecosystem. Plastic are particularly harmful because they resist natural degradability, meaning they remain in the environment for years. Since the 1970s, plastic waste in Malaysia has steadily increased with sharp rise in the 1980s and continued growth in the 20s. Moving on to the next point, which is recycling rates of plastic waste, is also a major problem in Malaysia. Despite effort by the government and private sector, awareness about recycling remains limited. Many households and business fail to separate recyclables, contributing to Malaysia's low recycling rates. Certain materials like PET and HDPE are easier to recycle and have stable markets, but plastic like polystyrene, food packaging and straws are difficult to process and often end up in landfills and the ocean. In 2015, Malaysia ranked 8th globally for mismanaged plastic waste, while recycling rates have slowly risen. Malaysia's rate of just 28% remains much lower than that of developed nations, highlighting the need for greater awareness and better recycling practice. The absence of environmentally friendly and cost-effective alternative to plastic is a major problem in Malaysia. With population growth and rapid urbanization, the demand for plastic continues to rise, especially in sectors like packaging. While global plastic production has increased dramatically, Malaysia remains heavily dependent on plastic, with few industries developing eco-friendly. Many businesses are hesitant to invest in green technologies due to high cost and limited market demand. Eco-friendly products like reusable items and biodegradable packaging are more expensive than plastic, making them difficult for most consumers to afford. As a result, the lack of affordable alternatives make it hard to reduce plastic waste and protect the environment in Malaysia. Lastly, the absence of uniform policy framework is a key challenge in tackling plastic waste in Malaysia. The country lacks a unified strategy and inconsistent policies make it hard to manage plastic waste in Malaysia effectively. Penalties for non-compliance are weak and often not enforced, leading to poor outcomes. Local authorities or PPTs are often left without clear support or direction from state governments, limiting their ability to manage waste effectively. Additionally, there's a little community engagement in reducing plastic use, and penalties for violations are not enforced consistently, further hindering efforts to reduce the plastic consumption in Malaysia. That's all from me. Thank you.
Next, I will continue to the objective of the policy. The Zero Single-Use Plastic Policy was introduced by Malaysia as a strategic response to the growing environmental challenge posed by plastic pollution. This roadmap, spanning from 2018 to 2030, has several key objectives that aim to protect the environment while promoting sustainability. The first objective of the plastic waste pollution, especially in marine areas where single-use plastic cause severe harm to ecosystem and biodiversity. By phasing out the production and use of plastic like straw, bags and food containers, the policy aims to minimize the amount of waste improperly disposed of or ending up in the ocean. The second objective is to encourage the adoption of eco-friendly alternatives. This includes promoting the use of biodegradable and reusable materials, as well as supporting industry that innovate in sustainable product development. The goal is to shift consumer habits and reduce our dependency on plastic. Another critical objective is to raise public awareness and enhance recycling effort. The policy focuses on educating the public about the dangers of plastic pollution while creating infrastructure to support efficient recycling system. By introducing stricter regulation and promoting green technologies, Malaysia is working toward a circular economy where resources are used rather than waste. Ultimately, this policy is not just about managing waste, it's just fostering a long-term cultural shift towards sustainability. These objectives are vital for protecting our environment, safeguarding public health and ensuring a cleaner, greener Malaysia for generations to come. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Ala binti Jalani. My matric number is 2024974709.
Thank you, Safi, for explaining the objective. Now, I will talk about the strategy. The strategy aligns perfectly with the three objectives that Safi just explained. To directly tackle plastic consumption, the Zero Single-Use Plastic Policy employs a multi-pronged approach. A 20-cent pollution charge on plastic bag, first implemented in supermarket, has encouraged consumers to use reusable bag, reducing demand for single-use plastic. Selangor has led the way by banning plastic bag in major retail outlets, setting an example for others. To promote eco-friendly alternative, the policy enforces eco-labeling standard like Eco 001 for biodegradable bio bags, making it easier for consumers to choose sustainable option. This strategy aligns with Objective 1. Next, to foster sustainable business practices and circular economy, the policy encourages businesses to adopt innovative approaches. Through the Circular Economy Roadmap, we target high-value recycling for PET bottles and food packaging, enabling businesses to recover valuable material and conserve resources. To further promote sustainability, the government offers tax incentive encouraging businesses to invest in research and development of biodegradable materials. This investment fosters innovation and accelerates the creation of cost-effective eco-friendly alternatives. This strategy aligns with Objective number 2. Lastly, to ensure the effective implementation of the policy, the government has established governance mechanisms to coordinate efforts across federal, state and local levels. Interagency committees foster collaboration among stakeholders, ensuring a unified approach to managing plastic waste. Technical guidelines for biodegradable and compostable material ensure compliance with quality standards, protecting consumer and preventing greenwashing. This strategy aligns with Objective number 3. Now, I will hand it over to Camelia, who will explain about SWOT analysis. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Kamila binti Zulkarnain. My student ID is 2024988533. Now let's move on with the policy evaluation by using strength and weakness analysis. The key strength of the Zero Single-Use Plastic Policy is to build the strong regulation enforcement, with the state and local authorities working together to ensure the compliance. A strict regulation ensures that both company and individual comply with the law's restriction plastic use. For example, all food and beverages shop premise within the Kangah Municipal Council and PK area are prohibited from using the plastic straws for customers and must use other than plastic like biodegradable materials. Non-compliance with the Municipal Council regulation can lead to penalties up to 500 ringgit or court fine to up to 2,000 ringgit. Not only Kangah place have restriction, but also Negeri Sembilan, which has issued the 14 compound as not follow the regulations. Next, the policy also boosts recycling rates with the rise from 17.5% in 2016 to 30.67% in 2020. As we can see here in the picture, this strategy encourages people to adopt better waste management practice by reducing reliance on single-use plastics. The total collection of recycled goods in 2015, there were 2 million metric tons of recycled items and 15.7% recycling rate. There has been a consistent increase over time with a 3.8 million metric tons collected in 2019 and a recycling rate of 28.6%. Programs like the recycling initiative for the village areas and door-to-door collection for homes encourage the public participation. For example, Shah Alam's initiative impact 26% of homes, offering the incentive for recycled goods. This effort enabling measurable progress toward the environmental goals and reducing reliance on single-use plastics. Despite its strengths, the policy faced challenges. One of it is lack of public awareness about the environmental impact of single-use plastic. Malaysians generate 38,000 tons of daily waste, yet only 24% is recycled. As we can see in this chart, in 2023, Malaysia's plastic industry export 16.90 billion ringgit worth of product, with the 30% export as finished goods and remaining 70% sold domestically. This is due to many manufacturers prefer virgin resin over the recycled plastics for quality and cost. Additionally, sellers and buyers prioritize convenient and cheap, favoring non-biodegradable plastic bags. For instance, food vendors in Batu Cave continues using plastic for practicality, highlighting the persistent reliance on single-use plastic due to insufficient public awareness. Next, another issue is consumers' willingness to pay for plastic. A 20 cents fee for plastic bags intended to discourage usage often fails as customers readily to pay it. Sales of plastic increased by 5.5% from 58.62 billion in 2021 to 61.8 billion in 2022. Even with the plastic bag tax imposed in Selangor's amount to 8.5 million ringgit collection in 2021, the ongoing demand of plastic underscore resistance to change. According to Bernama, customers at the food truck location, wet market, pasar malam and sales carnival use plastic rather than bring their own recycle bag because they can afford to pay only 20 cents. And if this behavior will not change, it will affect the government's goal of eliminating the single-use plastic by 2030.
Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Nurul Ainazra binti Nazri and my matrix number is 2024938671.
A recommendation towards a zero single-use plastic policy should emphasize the need for the abolition of disposable plastics through the promotion of alternatives such as public awareness campaign, waste management improvement, strengthening regulation and incentivizing alternatives. The public awareness campaign should educate people and businesses on the impacts of single-use plastic using compelling statistics and visuals. It should inspire change through workshops, social media and collaboration with influencers and organizations while highlighting benefits like protecting marine life and reducing emissions. Practical guides, involvement of schools, workplaces and governments and regular process updates will foster collective responsibility and drive sustainable actions. A zero single-use plastic policy focuses on resources prevention by replacing disposable plastic, reusable, biodegradable or compostable alternatives supported by regulation and incentive for sustainable materials. It emphasizes improved waste management through advanced recycling infrastructure, composting system and closed-loop processes alongside public education on proper disposable practices. The policy aims to foster a circular economy through innovation product design, resource efficiency and extended producer responsibility, driving sustainability, reducing pollution and boosting economic opportunities in recycling and green manufacturing. Moving on to the third recommendation, which is strengthening regulation for a single-use plastic policy, involve enacting comprehensive legislation to ban specific plastic, mandate sustainable alternatives and implement extended producer responsibility (EPR) programs. Effective enforcement including monitoring compliance, imposing penalties for violation and offering incentives like tax benefits for sustainable practices. Collaboration with stakeholders and public awareness campaign on the environmental impact and sustainable alternatives are crucial for fostering responsibility. Achieving the goal requires strengthened regulations, active enforcement, and broad public participations. Lastly, addressing plastic pollution requires incentivizing alternatives to single-use plastic through financial measures like subsidies and tax breaks for businesses adopting sustainable materials. Investment in eco-friendly innovations such as biodegradable packaging and reusable products alongside consumer programs like deposit return schemes and loyalty rewards encourage sustainable practices, and together these efforts reduce plastic waste, drive systematic change and promote a circular economic focus on sustainability and resource efficiency.
Thank you to all presenters. To conclude our presentation, We summarize the key point of the zero single-use plastic policy from 2018 to 2030 and its importance. This policy is Malaysian effort to reduce plastic pollution by cutting down on single-use plastic, promoting eco-friendly alternatives, and increasing public awareness. While we have seen progress, challenges like low recycling rate, expensive alternative, and uneven enforcement still hold us back. To improve, we need stronger enforcement, support from businesses and people to use greener options, and better education to encourage change. Building systems like composting facilities will also help manage waste more effectively. This policy is key to a cleaner Malaysia. Instead of giving up, we should strengthen it. Together with everyone's support, we can make Malaysia greener and more sustainable by 2030. That's all from us Group 3. Thank you.